Hey, yo, kid.
Watch out for the jab.
Welcome. I don't think a lot of our listeners realize how much nonsense happens in that first 30 seconds of the show before they can actually hear our voice.
Before we plug in.
Yes, but thank you. Welcome to The Jab. I am People Call Me Jay.
This is Young Al.
And my name is Breezy Rando.
And we're here.
Welcome to episode 11.
Whoop!
In
What is
beach.
that in Spanish? I
Won't say
don't
it.
know.
This won't say it.
Yo, so we actually no, this is still People Call Me Jay. We didn't get a new person on here. I actually have a nice microphone.
Who's that?
I have a nice microphone like everybody else.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
what it is.
Jordan done
Yes.
glowed up.
I was like the kid, you know, when a guy marries a woman and she already has a kid. I'm that kid, and I just didn't get the cool shit. He give his kids the cool shit, and then now I got the cool shit. So my microphone's better. So.
Mic game strong.
We
Yeah.
love you.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. I was in the store with Brock earlier today, and when we got this microphone, it's not like, you know, some balling out the game microphone. It's a nice one though. It's not.
Oh, it's
crazy.
balling, baby.
It's nice, yeah.
Don't lie.
But I was kind of reflecting back to a few years ago, like 5 or 6 years ago when I was making music. I went to, I don't remember where I went. I think it was Walmart actually, and I got a microphone. It was like $40, and that was like breaking the bank for me. And
Damn.
it was like a shitty old microphone. It came with a demo program for Pro Tools.
Was it the T-Pain microphone? The I am T-Pain?
No, damn near. And I remember how like dinky that mic was and stuff. And it was just kind of funny to think like, and you know, we're still fitzing around with media and it's still relevant. You know, microphones in our life. So it's kind of cool. I like it.
Yeah, definitely. It's still available. I don't know where I'm going with that.
It's, I don't know, Brock. Like when you like, okay, so Brock, kind of explain something for our listeners a little bit.
Sure.
How'd you grow up? Did you grow up like, you know, what kind of family did you come from?
my
Yeah.
whole story? Damn. Okay, so when I was born,
That's enough. I've had enough.
I just I'm a robot. I've been 24 for a long time, and I never really grew up. I was always like this.
You weren't born, you were made.
Correct. Yeah.
Brockbot.
Correct. I was made. No, I was so my parents got married at a very young age, and they weren't very wealthy, I guess
Yeah.
you could say. We grew up in a trailer park.
Lovely.
Yeah, it was, you know, we lived there for like the first 5 years of my life, and at the time I didn't really see anything wrong with it because you're a kid, you know,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. But my
Do you
parents,
have like memories from the trailer park? and all
yeah,
that?
I remember it for sure.
I feel like a trailer park's like a petri dish of genetic defects, you know? Like,
Just all-
you got them all. They're all there.
I
a
lived
whole bunch
there.
going on.
You're lucky. Yeah, you're lucky you got out. without
Makes
one.
sense.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, I definitely remember eating a lot of like peanut butter sandwiches, or like my favorite snack was like just like cheese and bread. You know,
Yeah,
like
cheese bread.
just really simple, really simple snacks.
Some
But
cheese bread.
I
yeah.
remember, you know, my parents were so excited when they were able to buy a house and move out when I was
Yeah.
like 5. So, but you know, since then, my parents have always been working to like create a better life for my brother and I when we were growing up, and that was always super inspiring to me. So
Yeah,
it just
having
kinda,
hardworking parents, I think, makes a big difference.
Big difference.
Al, what about you?
When I was super young, my parents were both hardworking. Typical jobs. My dad made decent money. My mom made decent money, and I was very like family orientated. So like I had a lot of family around when I was super young. And then when I hit around like 4 or 5, just kind of things went south.
Yeah.
And like my dad was an alcoholic and all that stuff, and couldn't keep a job. So it made life kind of hard because I came from like getting gifts and things like that when I was younger
to
not getting anything. And you know, my mom stayed working, and she always tried to get me whatever she could afford or what we could get, but it was always a little bit harder. So moving a lot, just a lot of
So you're
I tried to be like quiet.
casually taking his socks off.
Oh, sorry.
I saw too much.
yeah. When I was super young, like we lived in like in a cul-de-sac, and I had a good like neighbors and neighborhood and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then as I started getting older, we started moving a lot and like into cheaper and cheaper places to you know, make things get by. So I've been through kind of a little bit of this and that. So
What do you think? Do you think it's impacted you for the better? Like now?
big time.
Yeah. Brock? You
Yeah,
agree?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It kind of defines my work ethic.
I kind of feel like it's really hard for kids who come from everything, who like have kind of everything handed to them. I think it's hard for those guys and gals to like fend for themselves when they have to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I know of
Absolutely.
some stories of some people who they're like, you know, about my age, and they're just starting to do the things on their own, like just starting to fend for themselves, and they suck at it because you know they've been gifted their whole
Everything's
life.
been handed to them.
Yeah.
They,
You're not really forced to grow up early.
Do you feel like that trend will continue with our generation, like our kids? You know, like do you think the people that are our age will have kids that are fending for themselves more often, or like less often?
So I have a theory about this,
Let's hear
actually.
it.
So I feel as my parents' grandparents were super hardworking, and they're the ones that achieved most of the things of the generation that were able to hand down to those kids, like my mother's generation. So when that happened, they didn't get a lot of love because their parents were hardworking. So they got like the ringer and like, you need to do good and be the best at everything. So when now when they grew up, they had us, and they didn't get the love and everything that they wanted from their parents. So they're like, oh, I'm gonna be super close to my son and be best friends with him because I didn't have a friendship with my parents. So now our generation is more like things are handed to us. We're like babied a lot. Like I remember, even though I didn't have much, like my mom would always clean like my bathroom and shit. Like she's just super pumped to come over and like clean my house. She's like, hey, if you need any help, like let me know. So even to this day, some things are just kind of like,
I feel like mothers have this inherent thing to snoop. They want to know what's going on in your
big time.
bedroom and your life. They want
Just
to know.
using cleaning
Yeah.
as an excuse to come over.
Flipping over shit.
yeah, easily.
Flipping, knocking stuff around in the closet. What's in here?
Definitely.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see what like people from our generation's kids will turn out like.
Yeah,
You know,
it'd be
it'd
very
definitely
interesting.
interesting because I think we're the most open-minded generation, the most open-minded one. Yeah, I would say that.
I would say technology is going to be a big role. Like
For sure.
I see parents that like give their kid the iPad
Yeah.
for the day, or like, oh, I don't want to like, I'm busy, I'm doing something, so here's the iPad. We didn't have that.
I was
And
at
that's a different experience.
I was getting my car detailed today, and I was sitting inside the lobby, and this lady was sitting on a couch, kind of like to the left of me, and her kid had an iPad, like he had an iPad with like a super protective case, and that shit was beat to shit.
Oh, it's
Like it was
like
all
thrown.
cracked and like scraped up, and this kid was wandering around the lobby, like he kept talking to me and like coming over by me and trying to show me this game. Yeah, it was like he's like, and then you know it was just funny, but like he kept like trying to show me the game, and he's like, "That's a TV." He's like, "There's another one over there." You know, just like pointing stuff out, and the mom's like on the phone and stuff, and she's like not even acknowledging him, you know, like just letting him talk to me, and I'm like, what if, you know, like, what are you doing, lady? Like eventually, like he handed me it's funny because another child came in and he handed me the laptop, like, or the iPad, like, hold this shit, and he went and played with the other kids. I'm just holding this kid's like
What? Really?
iPad, yeah. So I started playing the game. It was Hot Wheels, and
That's pretty cool.
yeah,
fun.
yeah, it was a little fun. And then I felt weird, you know, 'cause
Yeah.
he
Just
was
playing
not
some
by
kid.
me anymore, and I just had a big green, like, fucking. It was like the iPad was inside of like a big thing, so like must be for them not to lose it. So it was like a big ass green toy.
God.
Did the mom like ever look over at you?
No, she didn't. I handed it to her though. Like she saw me like handing it. And I gave it back to her because I was like, "This is weird."
She's like, who
Yeah.
the fuck is this
And
guy?
then I was like, "Am I the creepy dude who's just too
Playing Hot
too
Wheels.
into the kid?" You know, I was like, "Oh, cool, Hot Wheels. You know, I'll hold this. You go do your thing,
Shit.
bro."
So I feel like with every generation, there's going to be more technology. Like we weren't necessarily growing up with an iPad in our hands and stuff. We were the first generation to have like access to a home computer. You know,
Yeah.
I remember like when home computers first started getting popular. I was like 4. You know,
Yeah.
like I remember like
My
dial-up
grandma had
internet
one.
and stuff.
Oh, dial up.
Yeah, you couldn't be on the phone.
Yeah.
yeah,
When you're on the internet at
Backwards
the
ass
same
shit
time.
was that? You know,
it's fucking wild. Yeah, you couldn't be on the phone. I remember.
like lines, like actual cables.
Yeah, anytime I had to make a phone call, I had to unplug it from my computer to let the phone lines open up.
Yeah,
It's crazy. That wasn't that long ago. That was like what, 15 years ago.
And look how fast
Maybe a
things.
little-
yeah. No, it was,
I think that
yeah.
That's fast
It's
as
like
hell.
our generation. Like we're part of like the biggest technological advancing gap. Like in the sense, like our 10 years, the post 10 years, like it was not nearly as fast as a growth.
Well, I have a theory that when you're given more technology, you're able to progress faster. You know, because you have more tools. So if you look at past, like it's just exponentially, like progressively getting easier to advance technology and find out information.
Yeah.
You know, like when it was the 1800s, like you just knew what you were taught. There'd be an invention that would somehow make it to you. You know, like
A toaster.
like, oh, it
Random.
finally made it to Kansas.
Fire.
Somebody like brought a letter. It's like, hey, we have the wheel now. But like now it's just like
And then,
on Twitter and stuff all the time.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
I feel like it's gonna be
maybe Twitter was a bad example.
it's weird because like even having conversations with people, like someone will be like, "Oh, guess what?" And I'm like, "I already know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I've
read
seen
about
this.
it. Yeah, it's in my hand."
Yeah. Right.
Have you there's a sex robot brothel coming to Houston.
Oh,
that's a weird
shit.
jump in. A sex robot is a weird, like we talked about
Wait,
this.
so
a
everyone's
while
gonna be
ago.
using the same dolls?
I don't know how it works. Hopefully not.
It's like a hookah.
Yeah. Well,
Dip it in something.
a few questions. These are the questions I have. Do you remember learning CPR and they gave you, everybody had their own mouth? You had your own
Yeah.
mouth and
Yeah,
lips piece?
yeah, you,
Is
like,
it going to
plug
be
it
like
in.
that with vaginas? Is it gonna be like your own? You take it home with you?
BYOB.
Second thing. It's like this like you ever think about how fucked up this is? Or like it's $120 an hour, by the way, for an hour with an inanimate
Ballin'.
object.
Dude, but those dolls are expensive.
Yes, but so check
I've
this
heard.
out.
Quanto.
This,
How much for a doll?
This doll is just laying in this room getting farked all day by just everybody. It's crazy disgusting, man. It's mad disgusting. And if you think about like
Where does that? They could probably keep people's samples to
Easily.
start an army.
dude,
Because
these-
you got to bring your own.
these
Bring
people
your
aren't-
own pussy.
And so you know, so the first one was in Canada. The first one did really well in Canada, and so they brought it to Houston because like Houston's really well known for its sex trafficking, and some shit says that it's supposed to help deter sex trafficking, which I feel like it won't. I feel like it'll be a warm up step to real shit. Like some dude's like uncomfortable with it, he'll go get the sex robot and he's like, okay, and then he steps it up to a real girl.
Yeah, I guess it's a reason of why they do the sex trafficking in the first place. What are their reasonings and emotions connected to that? Because, like, I mean, a sex robot, is it gonna fucking talk back and shit?
Yeah. Well, we researched this before, and they talk and like, but
Do you know which ones are coming to the brothel? Are they just
Yeah.
going to be the dolls, or are they going to be the full functioning?
I don't
Robots.
know. There'll probably have to be something
Right.
more to it than it just laying there and taking it.
Yeah.
'Cause-
It's weird that like dolls are being introduced as a solution to people's like sexual fantasies.
Yeah.
Remember we were talking about how they're introducing like kids like
Yeah.
for like pedophiles and stuff like that. Like that's messed up.
It's so fucked up, dude.
And like oh, I don't need to go buy a prostitute because I got this doll. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like people can't control
Do you
themselves.
think that would deter people?
No, like I said, I think it's not going to be enough at some
Yeah.
point.
I mean, look at, okay, so say alcohol,
Ew.
right? You can get flavored, alcohol flavored, like, soda and shit. That doesn't stop someone from drinking the actual thing.
Oh, or like non-alcoholic
yeah.
beer and stuff.
Yeah, you know, like, you just have the taste of it. So, like, if I'm an alcoholic and I'm like, I just need a taste of a beer, and then I go and get the fake ones, that doesn't make me think, oh, shit, like, I shouldn't drink a beer right now.
Yeah, it's never sad. It's never enough.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's a weird world.
It's really hard to try to put yourself in like a pedophile's shoes. You know. Like,
I wouldn't even want to try.
No, fuck that.
No, yeah, we were just talking about the dolls and stuff like that. Like,
You know
would
what's
that
crazy?
help? It's like I don't even.
It's
I
like
don't
there's so many acts of like I guess you just call it statutory rape. There's so many acts of that in like the celebrity world that just aren't, they're ignored. Like Tyga, Drake's thing, Tekashi 6ix9ine's thing, R. Kelly's thing didn't get
Dude,
ignored. They brought that up a lot.
If you're fucking, like, even thinking of anything like that, I feel like you deserve to be, like, locked up.
Yeah, but see again. So the weird thing is like, I'm not defending anybody, but to the degree, right? So it's different if like a 30-year-old man has sex with a 17-year-old girl is bad, but it's much worse if it's a 9-year-old girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, game changer.
But it's just weird how like
You grow a lot from 9 to 17.
yeah, even
Because I was thinking, like, you said 17 to 30, right? Like, when she's 37 to 50, you know, like, you grow way faster when you're young. You know, so, like, that age gap is going to be different older.
So creepy. You grow a lot from 9 to 17.
No, I didn't. I did not say it like that.
Didn't you see him put his finger in his belly button when he said it?
Yeah. How's the water, boys?
You grow a lot.
Oh, my God. I did not do that, for the record.
But basically, the point I'm making
Get
is like,
nasty.
the point that I wanted to make is like it's just. I feel like it should be not accepted, period, for anybody at all, no matter what kind of celebrity status you have.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right.
Nobody gets a pass.
Celebrity
to do that
privilege.
shit.
But those
dude.
guys get passes, and that's fucked up.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I think the time's up for that shit though. Honestly, like I think like a lot of people are getting put on blast.
The pendulum is
They
swinging.
just locked Cosby up.
Yeah, they did.
8
Oh my
years.
God. Dude, you know what's crazy? I went on Twitter and I searched. I was like, I wonder if people are tweeting this. I searched "free Bill Cosby." So many people were tweeting "free Bill Cosby." Like
What's-
he ain't do shit. Like what?
Did you look at any profiles?
Yeah, I looked.
What were they like? A mix of people, or was it
No,
some
it
specific
was
type of person?
It was mostly
What's the
mostly
number?
black people.
What's the number of women that accused him? Does anybody know?
It was like 50 something.
Let's see.
It's like a Steph Curry game.
So Bill Cosby, y'all, you want to hear the number is
Lay it on me, Jay.
more than 60 women accused him, and they just have a list of when and who and what year. Dude, 69 was the year for Cosby. I'm 8 people deep, and he's still in 69. Damn. All right.
That's disgusting,
dude. It's just crazy. Like it's like they have a chronological order of the women and then pictures and.
Fuck, dude.
It's like, how do you like not believe that?
How did I watch him on TV and just like
You didn't
look at
know,
him
you
like
know?
a dad?
Yeah. Well, he didn't seem like the type of person who would do that just based off of like his show and stuff like that. But.
So some of them are shit like this. So number 17 is Helen Hayes in 1973 says the former legal secretary says that she met Cosby at a tennis tournament in Pebble Beach, California. She claims Cosby followed her around and grabbed her breast. That's dirty and creepy, but it's not.
It's sexual assault.
It is for sure, but like I don't think you know what I mean. Like that's
It's not forced vaginal penetration.
Fuck, bro. Like pull back a little bit.
I'm worried about what you're gonna say.
Grilling me. No, what I'm saying is like I thought that it was 60 women that he like drugged and raped. You know,
like
it's just I didn't know that some of them were smaller
different
degrees
cases.
of assault. Yeah.
Don't you be sticking up
So
for Bill
calm
Cosby,
down. I'm not
Jordan.
sticking
Bill
up for
Cosby was like my first book that I read. I remember
You
going to the
talking about a
library.
Yeah,
Damn.
we actually talked about this.
And then like my grandma, she loved Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Like she's just like, oh, he's so attractive and all this shit. And I was
He's
like back in the day when he was like a track runner and shit.
Yeah.
You see that shit?
no.
Puddin' Pops.
I bet he has no leg hair, like Jadakiss.
He used to be ripped.
Yeah.
He used to be ripped.
Bill Cosby.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Bill Cosby.
You think he's gonna? It would be interesting to have a conversation with him about it. You know?
No, he's
Yeah,
blind now.
What?
No.
No, he's blind. I think if you did it, he deserves it.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
give a
true.
fuck, dude. You can go.
So why aren't you
just
so
die
mad
in
at
jail.
Drake? Why aren't you so mad at all these other people? You
Well,
know, like,
there's
where's that animosity with R. Kelly? Like,
There's
that?
definitely no record of Drake.
You just told me
raping
yesterday that you thought
60.
Tekashi 6ix9ine is cool. There's a record of him having sex with an underage girl.
Yeah, no, I said it's too bad that happened because I do think he's like really funny and his music's good, but like he still did what he did.
Yeah, it's still not the same level of animosity, but
Well,
Cosby gets.
yeah, I mean,
It's because the sheer
they
numbers.
are much different situations.
Yeah, well, he's
But
early
I
in
know
his career.
what you're saying. Honestly, like I really hope he learned his lesson. Like he made an accidental mistake according to the story. If that's true, then like hopefully he just learned his lesson and he only fucks girls who are above 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to what extent, this is another thing, is like, do you give someone the benefit of the doubt? Like, do you trust what they're saying?
No, because
That sucks.
lawyers, no matter what you did, their job is to make it sound like you didn't do anything wrong.
I know.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
that fucks up the system because
So like even
who
if
do
he-
you believe?
Yeah, it's like even if Tekashi knew what he did, his lawyers would be like, "Don't fucking say that."
Yeah,
Just
Oh,
say
yeah,
it,
of course.
you
for
know?
sure. That's why I said like if that story is the way he
Dude, being
put
a
it.
judge would be hard as fuck.
Mhm.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You also see that stuff with the judge taking that flack. No, he's not a judge. He's a
Mhm.
Supreme Court. He's trying to be a Supreme Court.
Oh
So-
yeah.
Didn't he go
Hell
off on
yeah.
someone?
Yeah,
There was,
yelling and shit.
I didn't watch it
baby.
all, man. I've always watched bits of it. I want to watch the whole thing front to back because like I've just seen clips, and sometimes clips can be like cut up and made, to make
Yeah,
a certain
that's
way.
true.
for sure.
But it's intense, that's for sure. And a lot of people are fucking talking about it, and a lot of people are pissed about it.
Yeah, they're saying they want him like out and shit.
You know what interesting conversation that I was talking to a friend of mine about the other day with this is I think back to like some of the ways that I acted when I was like sexually engaged with girls when I was young, and it was like now, obviously I'm not saying like I went and did some Cosby shit to girls, but like I was more aggressive than I needed to be and disrespectful, I think,
Yeah.
at times. So like that was when I was like 16, right? So if I was 35, 40 years old and that shit got brought up, like how fucking shitty would that be to have something that you did when you were 16 and young and dumb, depending on the degree,
Yeah.
like affect you when you're 40, like your career in life when you're 40,
Yeah.
because like I did some stupid shit besides that. Like I just did a bunch of other dumb shit. Like I got in trouble. I robbed a drug dealer one time. Like we used a gun and we all got fucking caught. And if that would have been like something that never got let go of, like I got the benefit of the doubt, and they cut me a break and gave me an opportunity to prove myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was a violent crime, and like I don't know, it's just crazy
No,
to
it
think
makes
that
sense.
sometimes that shit can come back on you like that.
And to what extent, do you trust that judge so much? And say someone does the time, right?
Yeah.
Like society says they do 10 years, society says they do 20, and they do 20, and then they get out, and then people still don't give
Yeah,
that person the benefit of the doubt.
You're never free.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
and society's saying this and that. Not that society's correct, but which side do you? How do you make those decisions?
Have y'all ever like watched stuff on wrongfully convicted people? There's a podcast called Wrongfully Convicted.
Interesting.
It's so good because that shit's intense. Could you imagine like going to prison for say even just a year for something that you didn't do?
I was wrongfully accused of a lot of stuff in high school. Like in the office, I know it's not to the same degree as like people catching murder charges.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of times where I didn't do what they said I did, and I told them the truth, and they're like, "Well, I'm sorry, I'm still gonna have to give you detention." I was like, "What the fuck, man?" Like,
Same.
like you're not gonna allow me to like prove myself. Granted, like they won't even believe me. Like they had this idea of me because of the type of people I hung around with in high school, so they just assumed that I was doing bad.
No good two shoes.
I mean, I wasn't fucking an angel then, like at the time, but. I wasn't always doing the shit that I said that
they never gave you the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I just read actually in Seattle, they will vacate more than 500 marijuana convictions because they say they were targeting people of color.
Nice, dude. That's awesome,
dude. It's just I don't know, man.
Fuck yeah.
Sometimes you just hear about shit that's going on in the world. It just blows my mind that it is the way it is. 'Cause sometimes it just I mean, life isn't supposed to be like all equal and fair, but like some shit like that wrongfully convicted stuff is so disgustingly unfair.
It's and like especially in like colleges, football and stuff like that, to ruin people's chances to get anywhere.
Dude, speaking of like justice system and stuff like that, Kanye's been fucking wilding lately, but he tweeted something today about abolishing the 13th Amendment, which I didn't know what it was, but what it was it ended slavery essentially. But it says like it's wrong to have indentured servants or slaves unless they're convicted of a crime, which is weird. Like I didn't know that. Like it's legal to enslave someone if they're convicted like criminal.
So then they become a slave,
and that's
like the prison system.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's just crazy to me that that's still legal.
Yeah,
and. Like when he tweeted about it, I was like, "What the fuck?" Saying like Kanye's talking about slavery again. Like this isn't good. Yeah. And then I looked at it, I was like, "Damn, like that's fucking crazy, dude." This is I don't know if they're like if that's what that means, like prison, because essentially you're not allowed to do anything.
Yeah, you lose your rights.
You kind of are a slave in jail.
You lose everything.
Like they feed you. And they make you like do stuff there, right? Like you have to work there.
Yeah. Sometimes license plates.
Well, they tell you what you're doing all day. Yeah. You have no say in anything.
Yeah. I was in jail for 2 days.
Yeah.
Not even, okay. So I was in jail for like a half of a day, a full night, and then most of the next day, and then like by 2. So basically I went to jail at 4:00 on Saturday, and I got out of jail. Yeah. I got out of jail Sunday night or Monday morning at 2 a.m. Right. And in that short period of time,
bail bonds commercial right now.
Yeah, in that short period of time, like it was crazy because I was paying so much attention to the way that I was being treated and looked at. Like I got to the point where I felt like a monkey behind the glass. Like when the guards would walk past, like it just felt like you're in a zoo, and it's just like how they feel when their people walk past. Yeah,
creatures.
And then. Like the way people move around, it's like everybody's kind of sitting, and they make you get up every few hours. Like so, you get up at like 4 a.m. and just stand in your doorway until everybody else does. They make sure you didn't die or kill yourself. So like you're just standing in the doorway. No matter how tired you got to get up. They'll keep fucking calling your name, yelling. And then they could do count, and you can go back to sleep. And a couple hours later, like I think it's like 2 or 3 hours, you have to get up, go to the like stand in your doorway, and be like accounted for.
They like brainwash you.
Yeah, and then like the light in the ceiling makes a noise. It's like one of those really bright like lights. So yeah, there's a noise there. Nothing that you have is very comfortable. Like your clothing isn't comfortable. It's all dirty. Like someone else used it. Like there's just a certain degree of psychological pain that you go through just from these little things little things. Like even for example, so you get up at 4 a.m. That's when you get your breakfast if you want breakfast, right? So it's like a little thing of milk, a little cup of cereal, and then like a fruit or some weird bread with cinnamon on it, right? So if you don't eat it then, your milk's gonna be warm by the time you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, who wants to eat breakfast at 4 a.m? So like it's a weird thing. It's like eat it now or don't eat it at all. You know, because you don't have a way to keep it.
It's like a child.
Yeah, it's very, very, very weird.
Yeah, I remember my father was in and out of jail, and every time he went in, he changed a little bit. Every time he got out, like you could just see it in his face and the way he like acted and things like that. Like
it's weird. Yeah,
it fucks with you mentally, man.
Yeah, I can't imagine people who do that stuff for 30 years.
It worked for Gucci Mane. And he, not 30 years, but like eventually he's just got sick of it.
Yeah. I think you have it's a mental game. If you mental can be stronger than that jail, then like you can turn into like a Gucci. Yeah,
absolutely.
Like I've seen people get out of jail and they're just like amazing. They're just
Yeah.
like, fuck that shit. I'm never
Oh,
going
yeah.
back.
There's
And then
like
I was-
motivational speakers and stuff like that got caught up in the wrong shit. Actually saw a video on Twitter. I thought was super fucked up. The cops pulled these guys over. They were like leaving the club as late at night. It was two black guys, and like there's a bunch of fucking cops there, and they were gonna let them out of the ticket if he did the Kodak Black dance, like the no flocking dance or whatever. And it's kind of fucked up. They're like, dance for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'll let you go. Isn't that fucking weird?
Yeah.
That's racist as hell, right?
Yeah.
Making someone dance for, they're using their power to make them do, like, embarrass themselves.
Well, if that was in a movie, say like based in like the slavery days or something, that would be so bad.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, like what, that it's
like
like,
dance
what's
for me,
changed?
boy. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like
yeah.
that's fucked. It was for like white cops for sure.
Yeah,
and
but-
they're like they dance your way out of the ticket,
Right.
Embarrassing them in front of everybody.
But everyone thinks that nowadays, like, racism's gone and shit. Mhm.
It's
It's still
sometimes I feel
definitely
like it's just not talked about.
Would you
Yeah.
wait before we get in? Would you guys do that if a cop?
Would I dance?
Would you dance for a cop to get out of a ticket?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just deal with the embarrassment
It
later.
really, I don't know, man. It depends, honestly. Like, there's a part of me that wants to say that I would for sure, just because it'd be like the logical thing. Like, don't get in trouble, just dance.
Yeah, right.
But then there's another part of me, like, if more than one was watching, like, I just there'd be something inside me, like, you know what, fuck it, I'll go to jail.
Yeah,
I'll take a ticket
I
rather
get
than do
so
this.
nervous around the fucking police.
Yeah.
I, like,
You probably wouldn't
I
think
get
about it at
so-
the time.
You know,
I
I used to get really nervous around them until I realized that they're just people. Like when I was a little kid, my mom was like always there was always cops somewhere involved for some fucking reason, right? So like I was really used to be really scared of them, but then I started to like see and realize that like they're just people. Like they don't even their training isn't so like some of them are obviously better than others, but like some of them are just fucking regular ass people who got a badge and a gun because they did this 6 months of this or whatever, you know. And once you realize they're not like superheroes, you know, they're not as scary.
Yeah, I'm not really scared of that. I'm scared of the authority they can have over
you
someone.
Can't question it.
Yeah, like there's nothing. Like everyone's like, read the law, do this. Like
Yeah.
the law doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
They'll do whatever the fuck they want if they think it's right.
yeah.
You know, probable cause, all that shit. Like it's really simple for them. Like I remember I got searched one time, and when I got pulled over, and like I was terrified, and dude was like grabbing me like fucking weird. You know, like pulling me around and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's nothing I can do right now.
Yeah.
Like anything I do because I was in
You
high
can't
school.
tell them to stop. Like
Yeah.
they're not going to.
Yeah.
That's what scares me. Yeah, but I do give them the benefit of the doubt. Like if they pull over, I'm obviously not like freaking out. I'm just like, if something goes south right now, like that could
You know-
end a lot of shit.
It's weird because like you recognize that it's a good thing that they have that much authority, because if they didn't, it'd be different. It would be kind of like a useless tool. But it's also just terrifying to think that someone has they can just shoot you with a taser and like tell you to shut the fuck up and
And
like
you have
you
to
know
do it.
Well, I think all of us here like have had negative experiences with police for the most part. So when I when I see them, like my head instantly goes like, oh, I'm gonna get fucking arrested or I'm gonna get in trouble, you know.
Yeah,
So I
easily.
never when I get pulled over, it's never like, oh, like this is gonna be a pleasant experience. You know, I'm never like excited to get pulled over. Like I know some shit's gonna probably happen because it's like they're wanting to talk to me to maybe get me in trouble.
Right.
They never just want to talk to me.
yeah.
They're there to talk to me because I probably did something wrong. Not that I'm out here just like getting pulled over all the time, but
Yeah.
Yeah, like recently, I got pulled over and my insurance expired, and it was like a week that I was driving without insurance just because I was like, oh, I get paid Friday, like I'll get it then and like renew it, whatever. And I got pulled over in that week that I didn't have insurance.
no.
And I just left work, like I was driving out, and he stopped me. It was like license registration, and I just gave my license, and I was like, I don't have insurance, man. I just was complete honest. I was like, I don't have insurance, and he didn't give me a ticket for it.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm working on it, but those bad experiences stay
It
in my
only takes
head.
a few bad ones. Yeah.
Like I was still like shaky
sure.
too. I was like, I didn't even do anything. I just left work. I'm in like nice clothes, and I'm still like shaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been very irresponsible about updating my driver's license since I moved down here. I did
You said very irresponsible? Or?
irresponsible.
Oh, yeah.
I did my registration because like I have to, that they can see that. But I still have like my Minnesota driver's license, and
It's a pain, bro.
it sucks because like it would be easy for me to do it. I just need to do it, So I have this fear that I will get pulled over, and then my thought is to just lie to them. Like,
Yeah.
it will work.
I did it for 3 years with my license. I didn't renew until for 3 years that I lived here.
Did you ever get pulled over or
Yeah,
anything? Did
and I
they
just
ask?
I was just like, yeah, I just moved here.
They don't ask like what day, because it's supposed to be 90 days.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
God,
didn't do it
just
for like
moved
the
here.
first year or two.
All right, I'm just gonna keep putting it off then.
Yeah,
We're
but
good.
like it sucks because you're gonna have to get to a point where I had to redo my driver's test.
What?
Oh.
Yeah,
I
because
remember
I-
that.
Yeah, it's funny,
was
man.
it an on the road test?
Yeah, and you know what
Damn.
sucks about it is like I was like, oh, I did this before. I don't,
I'm a pro driver.
I can't parallel park.
Oh, really?
I really, it's a thing for me, right? Like I will walk 2 blocks, 3 blocks. I don't give a fuck. Like I can't even do it very well. I never really had to do it, and so when my license expired, I went to go get it, and they're like, "Well, you got to do the testing." I was like, "Shit!" So I just scheduled the road test, and I was like, "I know how to drive. I'm not worried about it." So I go to my road test, and the very first thing you do is parallel park, and like there's a set of lines. There's a set of lines off to the right and some cones. And I asked her, I was like, do I park in between those cones or on the other side? And she's like, you can't park on the lines. Like, she's like, parking on the other side of the
Oh,
cones.
I see.
So I was like, fuck, man. That was like the first thing. I was like, shit. And it threw my whole game off. But I
Yeah.
passed.
Nice.
But she like yelled at me for accelerating through turns or something.
Something stupid.
When I moved to Minnesota, I had to retake a test, but it wasn't on the road. It was like a paper test.
Yeah.
And that stuff is hard because you're like,
Yeah.
how many feet are you supposed to be from?
I cheated that whole test
Yeah, dude.
in fucking high school. I cheated at all the questions.
So when I went into it, I was just like, I'm gonna get some information about it, And then they were like, well, do you want to just take it? I thought I had to like sign up for it or something like that. They're like, yeah, you can just take it now if you want. And I was like, all right, I don't have anything to lose. I passed it.
Hell
I got
yeah.
just enough. Like you need 80%. I got 80% exactly. But those questions were hard. I definitely got lucky because I didn't know the answers.
Yeah, I had to do my motorcycle test, and that shit was fucking
Oh
hard.
yeah.
But the weird thing is, like, parallel parking, you don't need to do it much longer.
Yeah.
Like, cars do that shit for you, and, like, rear view cameras and stuff. Is
Thanks,
fucking
Elon
wild.
Musk.
Yeah. Thanks, dude.
Still waiting for my Tesla. I'm getting a fucking Tesla.
Hell
dude.
yeah. I'm gonna get a Tesla.
When I get my money right, I'm getting a
I
Tesla.
know. I feel like there's like a girl out there who just named her daughter Tesla.
Oh, that'd
You know
be
what I'm saying?
fresh.
Because like
dude.
sometimes it's like that like the cultural thing to do is like
Mercedes.
name your kid something. Yeah,
Tesla
expensive.
Tyler.
Yo, that's Rolex Dominique. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's double T.
there's definitely a kid out there named Tesla.
There's a
Cadillac,
kid named Rolex.
Cadillac Tyler. That's pretty cool.
Couldn't afford a car, so she named her daughter Alexis.
This episode's been brought to you by Loom Paddle Company. Love these boards. Go to loompaddlecompany.com, pick up your board, use promo code JAB. That's a JAB.
What is it?
JAB.
Oh,
Yeah.
live your best lake life.
So on the last episode, we were talking about bullying.
You sound so scared.
It brought up bad memories.
No, you know what I want to talk about? This is actually not actually bullying. We're gonna get away from the show notes for a second. I want to like let all the guys out there know it's like stop being creepy, man. Like dudes, for the rest of us dudes, just stop being creepy. The girls, please.
I concur.
You know what I'm saying? Recently, my girlfriend had a thing happen where this dude was just exceptionally creepy, like so creepy, and it sucks because like I realize like that happens to a lot of girls, and like it sucks because like it seems like sometimes they have to just fucking deal with it. Like
Yeah, it really does.
Like one of my friends told me that his girlfriend is constantly like harassed by her boss.
What?
And, like she just deals with it because it's like she doesn't want to lose
That's
her
her
job. She doesn't want it to
workplace.
affect her workplace. So she just lives with it.
Yeah, it's
That's
really,
that's a crazy life to live. You know, it's like I've never once ever, maybe besides like one point, I've never really been made uncomfortable by a woman to where I was like, you know, I didn't have to just deal with it. Like anytime it's ever happened, I've been able to just be like, stop that.
The
please.
time the girl licked your face at the bar.
Yeah, that was weird.
I always think, like I was saying, like times are changing.
Times are changing.
Yeah, the times are
changing.
changing.
You put your finger in your butt while you masturbate now.
Nice.
Yeah. But like I think that, but at the same time, it doesn't always feel that for the women going through those issues. You know, like the work thing, right? Like, I would tell her like, oh, it's 2018. You could probably tell them that makes you uncomfortable, and they wouldn't do it. But then, they're still worried about the person having that power,
Yeah.
and being able to use that like over them. Like,
Yeah.
that's messed up, dude.
Fucking Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, fuck Harvey
Man.
Weinstein.
Yeah. Fucking shitty, dude.
Yeah,
And like dudes out here that aren't even millionaires are doing that shit.
Yeah. Anybody.
It's crazy. It's crazy to me.
You think that comes with like entitlement?
I think there's like a lot of reasons for it. I feel like part of it is like definitely entitlement, but I think another part of it is some men just genuinely feel like that's a woman's purpose. Some men just feel that way.
Damn.
I wonder, like, how, you know, like, how could you think that?
Well, there's a few things. I think some of it can be that they've like been involved with women who play that part. You know, like women who like that's like what they expect of women. So you know that's what this guy starts to expect. His outside view of relationships with women is like that. You know, but then he ends up with a girl who's not that way, and it's like he loses his shit because he's used to a certain way.
Yeah.
I've noticed here in Houston, a lot of women have that like Southern Belle thing. Where it's like, you know, take me on a date, you know, pay for this, pay for that. It's like
Yeah.
a lot of that. I've noticed a lot of that here.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. It's much different. Also, you know, I think a lot of women like, and I don't want to, this might come off wrong, but a lot of women do like to be put like under control in situations.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say like all women love being told what to do, but I talk to a lot of girls who, let's see, I don't know if we should keep that because it sounds like, because I am talking about sex, but does that flow into regular life? You know, if a girl likes being told what to do during sex, like, do you think like the guy would like keep that mentality? Like,
I don't know.
She likes being told what to do. Obviously,
I think they're relative for sure. Because like it's likely like, if she enjoys that, then she would enjoy some level of control otherwise outside of sex.
it seems like that would stem from some sort of like mental abuse.
For sure.
You know, like that you would crave that
Well,
feeling.
Here's an interesting thought. You know, there's like girls with daddy issues. Like that's like a common
I was
thing.
just gonna say that.
I think that there's definitely a lot of dudes with mommy issues, but we just don't like talk about. It's not like talked about.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Because I think that your mother is the first example of a relationship that you get to see in depth and understand on a level like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like if your mom didn't have a good relationship with you, it might lead to you not having a good relationship with women in your life.
So a question.
Yes.
So do you think it could be the opposite too? Is like some women surround themselves because they have daddy issues.
For sure.
That,
For sure.
Like around guys that are just shitty guys.
For sure. They want approval. Yeah.
It's just more talked about and known with daddy issues and girls rather than like men and mommy
Yeah,
issues.
that makes sense.
You know? Even just like saying it sounds weird. Like,
Saying mommy issues.
mommy issues.
So weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I always like questions like what kind of mommy issues? Like what are you
I think-
specifically getting at?
I think that it means, like, for example, there's just some guys who want the women to do everything, like cook, clean, take care of them, like, you know, and I think that's a mommy issue thing.
My
'cause
mom coming over and
that's
doing
your
the
mom
bathroom
does.
for me or cleaning my house. Yeah.
You feel attacked.
Oh shit! The room's closing in on me.
the moment you realize you have some fucking problems.
Just describing.
Yeah. No, but, I mean, it's not, like, yeah, I think there's that.
Looking into my eyes.
And I think that for guys that can't keep their attention on one girl, I think that's another thing that stems from your mother. Like, because you want like that overwhelming attention, so that you have, in the second you get bored and she doesn't give you the attention, you go find another toy. You know, I think that's another mommy issue thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean,
Because like with the daddy issues, women are just seeking approval from their father, and with mommy issues, men are seeking love,
Nurturing.
nurturing and love. Yeah.
interesting.
It sucks because I just realized some shit when I was just saying that out loud. I'm like thinking, I'm like, oh
Yeah.
fuck. Oh.
Do you think animals like that grow up with their parents without their parents? Do you think they have issues?
Most animals grow up without parents. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't grow. Most animals don't
That's
grow
true.
up with like mom
Yeah.
and dad.
And most animals don't need that nurturing. Like some
Yeah.
of them are just ready to fucking go in the
Yeah.
wild and kill shit.
Oh, cool!
There could
your
be,
wings,
like-
your wings are fully developed. I'm gonna push you out of this tree. See you in 15 years. Let's not have sex together. That'll fuck up the rest of them. Let's make sure that doesn't happen.
I wonder if there's incest in nature.
For sure. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
kinda
like,
messed up.
you see like an elephant being born, like it's walking immediately and just like in the fucking tree,
Yeah.
just eating shit.
Yeah. All right, Tantor, you're on your own.
Yeah.
You gotta grow up quick.
Yeah.
They're
But
not-
humans
they're
aren't
not-
like
Well,
that.
Brock's been 25 for how long now?
25 years.
Ooh.
But yeah, I don't know, Brock. I think what do you think is?
What are my sexual issues?
No, I think everybody has emotional gaps, and you know, like I think Alec and I kind of just figured ours out here a moment ago.
Yeah.
What do you think your emotional gap is?
That's interesting.
Selfish,
Tell us.
Sometimes, and I've realized this.
selfish bitch.
I've realized this at an earlier age, so maybe it's not something that I deal with so much now. But being the youngest child, I felt like I was able to get away with everything.
Yeah.
And you know, like I was given more than
The
my older
baby.
brother was. Yeah, I was the baby, and I was always babied. So then, like, the older I got, I realized that, like, I can't expect to just get away with everything.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm not that police officer's son. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the baby boy there. Like,
Yeah.
he's gonna fucking cuff me.
Yeah.
So I realized that at a young age, and I think I've been working on that, just, like, realizing that the world's not gonna give me everything I need.
You know what's huge about that? You're aware.
Yeah, exactly, and that's it's helped me a lot when growing, so I don't have those issues.
You know, Al, I've noticed you say that a lot, like about people being aware. I appreciate that because, like, I think a lot of times what makes your like most people have a thing, like things, but what makes it fucked up is when you're totally oblivious to it.
Totally
Like, I just got all my shit together. I'm perfectly
right.
normal.
And then one day you're like, just like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is going on?
For sure.
Yeah, but being able to recognize it is certainly a benefit.
I feel like everybody thinks that they don't have control over their body, and
Yeah.
I think it should be the total opposite, where you should have control over your
Yeah.
body, and if you don't, you should work at it and try new ways. You know.
Well, I think the not having control of your body is a lot of it's external, right? So like, here's a beautiful example. I'll give it to you, Al. You said something today in the group chat that was like, "Fuck you!" Like, I'm going to the gym, right? And Brock and I just talked about it this morning, and I was like, last night I drank, I had a few too many, I ate cheesecake. I ate a lot of cheesecake, chips, and hummus. And then
You had a good night.
So like this morning, I woke up and I was like, I was up at like 7:30 in the morning.
That's
I just
good.
like laid around until
Yeah.
noon. I just like didn't want to do anything. I was so unmotivated. And when I saw you send like that text about going to the gym, I gave myself all the excuses in the book to go do other shit. And I was like, I'll go to the gym later. I don't know what time we're recording. So like, I just went and did other things for nonsensical things to distract myself from doing what I
the
should
gym,
have done.
Do you ever
And-
work out at night?
No, I don't like to. I don't.
Why?
It's not. It's, you know, I feel like everybody has like their own period of time, day that's like the best for them to work out. Me working out at night, it's just never this. The enthusiasm isn't the same.
So if it's afternoon, you're like, well, I guess I'm not working out today.
No, not really. Like it, I won't work out past like 6 or 7 usually. But it's for me. It's like, well, as men have the most. Your testosterone is the highest level in your body in the morning. That's why you get morning wood. You ever think about that?
No, I never thought about
because
that.
your testosterone is the highest point. Throughout the day, it's.
I thought I was just so excited for the new day.
I'm just
I got
a
a
real happy
boner.
guy. I got a boner for life.
Yeah.
But
Time
yeah.
to suck today's dick.
So like for myself, like I love to work out between like 7 and 9. Like I've found that that's the most effective when I'm like in the zone. But a lot of times outside of that, it's just like, you know, it's not there for me.
Yeah. This happened to me recently because before I was working till like 9 or 10 o'clock, and I would go to the gym
At night?
at night,
Yeah.
10:30. I had really good workouts, but I'd be up for a long time, and now I'm readjusting my body to do it during, like, hopefully the morning or afternoon, depending on my schedule and when I have time.
Yeah.
And if it does become like, say, 3 o'clock, I almost made up in my head that I'm not going.
Yeah.
So this past 2 weeks, I usually get done with work around like 5 or 6. So I go after that. So I'm trying to.
It helps you work at a gym too.
Yeah.
That's
Well, they don't know that yet.
yeah, it's the best benefit.
But yeah, it does help.
When I was like 18 after high school, so I turned 19, whatever. I was working serving a bartending job, and there were a lot of times where I would get done fairly late, and I would go home and I'd go to the gym after. And there was a lot of times I was at the gym at like 1:30 in the morning.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
It's really because, like, you know, the gyms are 24 hours for a reason.
Yeah.
So they were open and there was never anybody there.
Super quiet.
I was just like there, and I could do whatever I want at the own speed I want. And it was really interesting. But I feel like I don't have that motivation now to get up at 1 in the morning and go work out. Like, it's late.
Yeah.
I had this conversation with someone at the gym, and we were talking about switching up his workout and all that stuff. And he's like, "Oh, I just want to find something I like. I want to find something that's like good for me."
For sure.
And I'm like, "Well, getting out of your comfort zone might get you better results than being in your comfort zone," because he was pretty like in shape, but he always wanted to keep to the same consistency. So that's where I feel like with gym timing is like maybe sometimes if you push yourself to go out of those times, it could benefit you when you are in those times and stuff.
Yeah,
like vice
yeah.
versa.
Mhm. Also, I think if you get up and get it out of the way earlier, it's less time to make excuses for yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
Jordan, you
easily.
and I were just talking about there's so many, like, it's so easy to just like not do it some days.
And you trick yourself into doing other stuff, and you don't realize like you're.
Yeah, it's like,
just,
oh man, like I can't work out.
Gotta go pick that up during heyday.
But like, if you wake up and get up to go do it, you don't have time to make excuses for
Have
yourself.
you Jocko Willink and Mark Wahlberg do this 4 a.m. thing? Both of them are like,
So early.
let's get up at 4 a.m. and work out. I think they're in the gym at 4 a.m. Do you think that's something you could do?
Oh hell no! I go to bed at 4.
You gotta go to bed at like to get up at 4 and be like functional. You gotta go to bed at like 9:30.
Yeah, you have to be.
No, because you'd have to get up at 3. So let's say you get 6
9,
hours
10,
of
11,
sleep.
12,
That'd be
1,
like
2, 3.
Yeah, it's 9.
Yeah.
You could get 6 hours sleep and go to bed at 9. I haven't gone to bed at 9 in a long
Not
time,
on
unless I was like
purpose.
day drinking,
Yeah.
which is way different than Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg's also racist though, so he gets racist sleep.
But I don't think he's that racist. His trainer is Asian, and his nutritionist.
It's all front.
His nutritionist is a black Jamaican dude. I don't know why I have to define black Jamaican. It's like usually you put that together when you say Jamaican, but he's an African American. No, I'm just kidding. He's an African Jamaican man, whatever. But yeah, I think for the fuck of it, we should just try it one day. Get ourselves in the gym at 4 a.m. for a week every
4.
day, and just see what it feels like. 1 week.
Yeah, I'm down.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think one thing that like I tell people is I hate going to the gym.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I hate it. I hate going to the gym. I enjoy about the middle to end of my workout because my blood's going and I'm getting like the endorphins. And then when I get home, but going
Yeah.
to the gym, I fucking hate, dude.
I went through a breakup last year with a girl I was dating for like 5 years, and it was really hard. And the one thing that I just like clung to,
clinkety clank.
I learned how to kick a heavy bag, to kick and punch. Like I just learned how to punch and kick a heavy bag. I fucked up a heavy bag for like 45 minutes every day. Like the Sparta kick?
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
Just
like,
nonstop?
over and over again. Boom, boom, boom. For
Yeah.
like 45 minutes straight, to the point like my hamstrings are hurt, like sore. I was learning how to kick and punch, and I lost so much body fat from that. And it was weird because it was just like, that's like how I got through. Like I'll just zone out on this bag and kick
Damn.
the piss out of it.
That's fucking
Yeah.
dope. I mean, that's good that
But stress relief, that's what I was kind of getting to. Is like it's about stress relief.
stress relief.
Anytime
dude.
people tell me like they're
For
stressed
sure.
out, like I'm so stressed out I can't work out. It's like that shouldn't be the mentality. You should work out and it'll deal with your stress.
yeah.
A lot of people don't get it. You have a certain amount of like inside of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you don't get that shit out, it builds up, and then you fucking end up, kicking
Yeah.
a hole in the wall or something.
Well, going back to like it's easy to like just make excuses for yourself not to do it. It's so much easier when you have stuff going on mentally. Like I'm having a shitty day, like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. But like you said, it really does make you feel better if you go
Yeah.
just do it.
And one thing that I was gonna actually bring up to you, because people who do go to the gym like consistently and like go all out and stuff, is doing the opposite, like a yoga or something. I heard that's
Yeah.
really good.
Interesting.
And, I was gonna see if you want to try it out with me.
I would do yoga,
Broga,
bro.
bro
And Brock,
yoga.
too.
Thanks for including me. I appreciate you.
I'm sorry.
I love you.
Love you too.
Always. Dude, nice sneeze. Jordan just sneezed all over his knees. Get him a napkin, please.
It's interesting. Something that recently has been weird for me is I have never really been like, I'm not gonna say I don't believe in mental disorders, but I've always been like skeptical of what it really comes from. Like, is it a chemical imbalance? Is just like how you feel, and it's not a thing. It's like I've always wondered, right? Or if it's a mentality, just whatever. And recently, like a week ago, I had like 3 days where I just had no energy, like no brain power, and I was like out of it. And I started to think like that I couldn't control it.
Yeah.
And I started to think like, what if this is what some people do all the fucking time? And it was really weird for me because like you guys know, like I generally probably the most energetic person in the room.
Yeah,
and,
you
like,
move around a lot.
happiest.
Absolutely.
So it was weird for 3 days, man. Like I was just like in my head, everything I was doing, I was like, I don't fucking want to do this. And I was just out of it, man. It was
Yeah.
very strange. So I'm starting to appreciate that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like that's a real thing. Like,
being aware.
I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Let's hear it.
What, like, since you're just experiencing it,
let's hear it.
what do you think was adding up to that?
Everything, bro. Like a bunch of shit. It's crazy because
Did you feel it like adding up?
yeah, like it was like every few moments there was just something that was like, okay, here, and generally I try to like ignore that stuff, but like I remember the funniest, the most ironic part of it was I had like a long shitty day and this and that, and I was home like cooking dinner, and like I was telling my girlfriend like how like shitty my day was, and I like looked over, and my dog was shitting all over my living room.
Oh no!
Like,
dude.
he's just like walking around, like drop one here, and you take a few steps, and he's looking at me the whole fucking time. And I was like, I'm literally getting shit on. Like I like took a picture of it
End of
and
the
sent it. I was
end.
like, I'm literally getting shit on. Like what is happening?
That's funny.
Yeah.
dude.
And then I kind of just sat in my kitchen, like looking at the poop, and then I was like looking for the positive. I was like, okay, it's solid
Nice.
chunks. I can just pick them up.
Yeah.
I have toilet paper.
Did you do anything to get to the point of thinking of the positives?
Yeah, I just sat there for. I
You
just
sat
sit for a
there?
second. Yeah,
Okay.
I got. You know, you squat down.
It's good that you're able to do that.
Yeah, but it takes a second, bro.
Dude, I've had times where I'm like in the middle of a mental breakdown,
Yeah.
and so many things are happening where you just kind of laugh. Like,
Oh.
this literally, like, I
Nothing
think it
going
couldn't
on.
get worse, and it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Like,
The
what else
Evil
is going
Twitch
to happen?
is going on. Just like
Yeah, because like I'm not even mad anymore. Like it's this is
Yeah.
just where my life is at right now.
Yeah.
Like things are going wrong. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to deal with this. Like
Right.
it's gonna
Yeah,
get better,
dude.
but it's good that you're able to find positives in your
Super
dog
good.
taking a shit on your
It takes time to like.
yard floor.
You ever, when you were a kid, did you ever like break shit? Were you ever the kid that did? I punched
Dude.
holes in
Oh, like
people's
when you were
wall.
mad?
I'd smash things.
I
It was
remember
so
having
weird.
a skateboard and I was mad one night and I
Yeah.
just consistently was banging against the
Hulk
wall.
smash, bro. It
Yeah.
was terrible. Like my childhood. I had when I was younger, I lived in a trailer park, and my bedroom was the front bedroom of the trailer park. And I remember when we moved out of the trailer park, when like looking at it when it was done, I would take a hammer. I'd bust holes. Trailer park walls are fucking flimsy. Everybody
Oh,
knows
yeah,
that, right?
yeah,
So
for
I'd
sure.
bust holes in the wall so easily, and I had this ledge in the front, and the ledge was pretty solid, so I could take a hammer and fucking bang on this
Ooh.
ledge, and it wouldn't break that
Probably
easily.
felt so good.
It
too.
did, dude. So
Yeah.
I remember like looking at this ledge and it was all like warped and deformed and shit because I just bang on it with a hammer. And I think about how fucking crazy that is. It's like now like some shit I can go through some stuff, and what has always worked for me is I like to like take in stories from people who've had really fucking hard things to go through. Like earlier today, we were watching a story of this guy who went to prison. 21, he went to wrongfully convicted for a rape and a murder, and he was in prison for 21, 22 years. And a bunch of shit happened to him. Like, he just went through hell, right? Like, over and over again, tortured by guards.
Damn.
And I'm sitting there thinking, like my dog shit in my living room of my apartment.
Of
Yeah,
your,
you know
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
of
Like,
your
I'm like-
apartment and shit. Yeah.
Like, what else could go
Yeah.
wrong? You know,
And
but it's really
that's
not
where
that
I
big
try
of
to
a
go
deal.
with it, man, because, like, otherwise you just drive yourself crazy.
Okay, so now after like everything happened, what helped you get out of it?
Sleeping was really something.
Yeah,
Like I
taking some
I just
time.
needed to sleep it off. Yeah, I needed to sleep it off, and I needed to. I actually Black's new album.
Okay,
Dude, that
Music.
album,
Yeah,
yeah,
dude.
that
Yeah.
album, like, just jamming in the car. Like, I have like this big Bose speaker at home, and I just like sit in front of it, just like on blast. Just like it felt like
Your ears on the speaker, just like, yeah, give it to me.
yeah, and like just listening to music, and it's like being able to relax. My dumb fucking dog, and he was cool. And
Yeah,
he
yeah.
wasn't shitting on my shit, but like
Yeah.
can't be mad. He's a dog, but
Yeah.
it was that, and also like that few days, like communicating is hard for me when I get to that point. So like I just told people like look, hey, look, I don't want to talk. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
I told my girlfriend like, hey, like it's not about you. It's just like I just don't want to talk to you right
You
now.
told me that too.
Yeah.
And I respect it. And I was like, yeah, bro.
And that's like the shit I need. You know, it's weird to people think because like they see me like that, and then like a day later I'm like, hey, what's up? What's good? And I'm in
No.
my face like
Yeah.
jumping. It's like, what's wrong
when
with you?
when
Just
I
like,
walked
how
in
do
your
you-
office, I saw it on your face, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, it's cool. Like you just need some time, and
Yeah, just need to be like
and to be away
still.
from things.
Yeah.
I knew it.
You know, I've been in situations where I just need some time and I don't want to talk to people. And like people I've been with, I'll tell them that, and then they'll kind of like make it about themselves and make me feel bad about it when I'm
Yeah.
already feeling bad. It's just like the worst way you can handle that situation, and it fucked me up.
One thing, like I have the complete opposite from you guys, is I distance myself on purpose, and then like I stay in that rut for a long time.
Yeah.
So I need to do the complete opposite. I need to push myself to talk to people
It's
about
hard
it.
to though.
And
Yeah,
like,
it is.
no, yeah, it is. I'm just because that's where I was, and like if I do that, like I won't come out of it
Yeah.
at all. Like I'm not mentally strong enough sometimes to come out of it. So if I speak about it, especially with like you guys or something, it makes things that much better for me. But it's hard to get there.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about getting out of it, and you mentioned how sleep made you feel better. Like all of us and our listeners definitely know like how lit those depression naps can be.
Yeah.
Like when you can't do
Yeah.
anything, you're just like, I need to sleep.
I just need to
But
shut
at the
down.
At the same time, I've been in a situation where I've done that, and like nothing's changed when I wake up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I just didn't do anything to fix my problem as well. So like, and it's kind of like that feels good at the time. and it's so hard to do stuff that will make you feel better. Like if you need to go out and talk to people, you need to go work out, you need to like cook dinner for yourself. Like it's so easy to just be like, fuck that, I'm going to sleep. Yeah. And sometimes that just doesn't fix it.
Yeah, and like it's crazy, because some people do need that time, and I've seen them like Jordan, like you came out of it, you were like glowing, like the next day at work, you're like, "What's up, motherfucker?" And I was like, "Holy shit!" And then like me, if I were to go home, like I'm staying home, like I'll probably call into work the next day, just because I'm in like a rut. So yeah, bro, I guess it's good
different.
it's good that you found out like what exactly works for you.
I think like what I'm picking up from like talking about this is like I think it's just important for whoever you are to find what the fuck gets you out of it. You know, like find something. Yeah, if it's just scribbling on a piece of paper for an hour,
there's an answer to every solution. You just gotta find it.
You know, I have this I have this painting that I've been working on for like 6 months now.
You're painting it?
Yeah, I pick it up every once in a while. I work on it, right?
Cool.
And so the problem with this is like the first time I did it, it was really like weirdly sexual. And I didn't mean to at all. So it was like a tree. There's a tree and like a big tree with like leaves on top of it. And then one side of the painting, one side of the tree cuts the painting into like 2/3 and a third, right? So the bulk of it was pink, and then the other side was blue, and then like I drew like grass, which is like growth and life, and pink blue babies, and then the pink is like a girl and a boy, and then I drew like I don't know, it was just like, to me it was just like squiggly lines, and it looked like semen. Sperm cells, right? And then out of nowhere, I drew fucking apples in the tree again, like tree of life apples, and then I drew like a little stick person. I thought it was just weird. I was like in the zone. I felt so good about this painting. And I showed it to a person, and she's like, "That is very phallic," and like, she's like, "What are you thinking about? Like, are you horny or something?" And I was like, "I don't know." And then
it sounds like
I don't know.
in my shame, so like after I showed her the picture, like in my shame, like a couple weeks later, I tried to work on the picture again, and I did all this shit to it, and I changed it, and it still was phallic. I could not, like, it still looked like a dick. So I just went hard.
Dick tree?
Yeah, one time, like, I just covered my shame, right? I covered the whole thing with paint. Like,
you redid
I covered up the entire painting that I made, the first 2 ones that I did, right?
Oh, shit.
This whole shit is all, I was like, music playing, and, like, my hands are all over, different brushes and sponges and shit. And I got finished
Sounds like
with
a moment.
I know, right? And I like,
sounds
got done working on it.
Shout out.
At Phallic Alec.
Phallic Alec.
I got done with it, and I had 2 friends come over, and my friend and his girlfriend, and they're looking at it and kind of like observing it, and it looked like a fucking dick again.
Damn.
Like it looked like an ejaculating penis.
Dude, do you know what this reminds me of?
What?
Superbad?
The Superbad scene, dude.
I used to draw some dicks. You remember back in school?
I remember.
I used to draw dicks on everything.
Yeah.
I take dicks and draw them in like margins of people's homework. So when they turn it in, there's just little dicks.
Dude, I still have my yearbooks. You think you drew a dick in there?
It's pretty likely. There's a
That'd
good
be funny
chance.
as hell.
So one time, Jordan and I, this is like senior year, we were in the same.
Let me finish the dick picture.
Okay, all right.
Right. So I finished on it this time, and I swear to God, there was no penis in it. I was like, no dick at all. And I showed it to him, and I'm like, what does it look like? And he said something. I can't remember what he said, but she turns her head to the side, and she's like, kind of looks like a dick. And I was like, no! I showed my girlfriend, and she was like, I see a dick too. I'm like, no! I was like, what is wrong with me?
You got dick on the brain.
Dick on the brain.
Oh, go ahead.
All right. So senior year, Jordan and I were in a class. We were like it was a marketing class, and we were creating images, and we got done super fast, so that we had a lot of time to just fuck off.
We didn't.
Slow down.
I'm so excited about the story, goddamn! Dicks! All right, my bad. All right, take it down, Brock. All right, resume. So Jordan and I were in a marketing class, and we got done super fast, and it was actually really good. Like a project that we did.
We got a book title.
Yeah,
we made a cover for a book. They got
book
picked,
cover.
yeah.
Yep.
That's
We
dope.
worked 0 hours on it. Like,
quick.
The first thing we did, the first idea we had, we got done in 15 minutes, and that was it.
And this was like a 3-week class.
We just tweaked like little colors and maybe the font, and that was other than that we just played balloons.
Yeah, we balloons tower defense.
And that's why the jab started. Right there, dude.
So we had a lot of time to fuck off, and
2 hours back to back.
Yeah,
every day.
one day we had a substitute teacher, and he was just like an older white guy, just like super vanilla. And we were fucking around, and Jordan was drawing dicks on a paper. Like big surprise. And he's like, okay, they're laughing, goofing off. Obviously, they're not working. He like walks over, and he's like, sees the paper, and Jordan puts his hands on it and covers it. And he's like, what is that? And he's like, nothing. And he's like, let me see it. And Jordan's like, like, no. And then he like grabs the paper and starts to pull it. Jordan's still like holding onto it, but he kind of just, it slides out. And he looks at it, and he's a dick, and he didn't say anything. He just like walked away to tell like the regular teachers. and they thought it was funny.
They thought it was
What?
hilarious. They
Yeah.
called me into a health class to draw a dick on the board for the classroom. Bro, and so I was just...
What?
I'm
Yeah.
walking through the hallways, and one of them saw me. He's like, Jordan! And I'm like, I walk into the class. It's a whole classroom of kids. And they're like... Because they all talked about the drawing.
Whole dude, it's a movie
Yeah, so
scene.
they're like, she's like, show us how you can draw one. Draw one on the board. I'm like, I have a fucking dry erase marker in my hand. I'm like, this could be trouble. It's like,
Yeah, it's a setup.
There's a setup, yeah. I drew
What
a
the
big,
fuck, dude?
veiny motherfucking dick on the board, and I just put the marker down and left. Because this is like, I was like, this is weird, man. Like,
You drew veins on it?
balls and pubes and everything, dude. Like a big dick. Like a big fat cock on the board. On a dry erase board in front of
You know.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't believe that it was that I got away with that. Yeah.
Well, and when that, yeah, when that happened, the substitute teacher told like the people who ran our school,
wild.
like, yeah, he drew this, and they were trying so hard not to laugh.
Yeah.
You know, like they're trying to take this guy seriously. He's like, he draw a penis. You know, like, they're just like, oh no, you know, like, that's
Did you-
terrible.
you remember I was jacking off with it.
You
That's
were-
why I got caught. Because I had it in my lap and I was like jacking off with it. And
Yeah,
he
you're
was
like
like,
stroking the drawing.
I mean, the guy, the teacher was behind me. He's like, I know what that is. I know what that
my
motion means.
That's a penis.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. I can't believe so many things about that. Like, we got a book cover published.
How do you just pull that story out of your ass?
Yeah,
This is gold.
Yeah,
it's
it
good
was,
shit.
that was a funny ass time.
It was a great school.
There was
I have so
they
many
should
memories
you know
from
how
it.
like when they set up
That's
groups and
gold.
classes, we were the group that 100% not one of us should have been in the same group together. Like that was the
for
there was a
sure.
whole group of us doing that. I think
They should have split us
I
up.
don't think Denzel did anything. I don't even think he came out to take the picture. I think he literally just went straight to balloons, and the rest of us all like kind of worked on it. You know what our idea was? All we did was take a lemon. We took a picture of a kid, just one picture, nothing special, just him standing there. And we took a lemon. The book was called Lemonade Stand Economics. We took a lemon. We made his picture black and white. We took the lemon, left it yellow, and put it right over his mouth.
Dude, it was a good ass cover.
And that was it.
This is Jordan and I's brainchild. We
Yeah.
did it real quick. I was like,
Seriously.
took a picture of this kid. I was like, hey, I need your face. Come on.
It's going to be great.
And then we put the lemon on, and it was like super bright yellow on a
Yeah.
black and white background.
Dude, that's super
the author
fucking
saw that and
talented.
was like, dude, that's fucking tight.
Yeah.
You know,
It's-
like, and you don't need to fester on ideas forever for them to be good ideas.
Yeah.
We just simple, and then we jacked off paper dicks.
Yeah. See, my thing is when he
Dude,
was
that's
when he
awesome.
was trying to grab my dick, I was like thinking to myself because like at this point I started like I got in trouble for like a fight in the park, and I started thinking to myself like, okay, you can get in real trouble for shit. And I was like, how much? I was like going through to my, I was like, how much trouble can I get in? Like, is this sexually like can I get a crime, like a charge for this when he's trying to grab my dick?
Nudity at a park.
Yeah, and then lo and behold, like I didn't get in any trouble, and who thought it was hilarious.
On that note, this has been episode 11. My name is Breezy Rando,
This is Young Al.
and people call me Jay.
Whoop. Stay cool, Houston.
Watch out for the jab. Watch out for the jab. Watch out for the jab.
My whole crew out,